the road and hungry for a win against a Western Conference rival. The Golden State Warriors are ready for this thing to get started. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And David Aldridge will be on our sideline tonight reporting. And a couple of big-time pivots going head-to-head tonight. Doris, looking at the NBA right now, how has that center position evolved on both ends of the floor?
Well, it seems to me that increasingly, unless you're a shot maker from the perimeter, you can't find time on an NBA floor. So certainly they've become more perimeter-oriented. The ability to at least make a mid-range jump shot helps the spacing on the floor. And then obviously on the defensive end, Kevin, the more valuable you are is based on can you switch and pick and roll situations, guard a variety of positions, say 3, 4, 5, and if necessary, in an absolute pickle, can you stay with a guard if you've got to switch a pick and roll between a big and a small.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The sharpshooters Curry and Thompson are at the 1 and the 2. It's small ball with Iguodala and Green down low. And it's Durant in at the 3.
Boy, you have to respect how crafty Draymond Green is on the interior. Has the ability to get deep inside and finish with ease.
Now here's Lillard. Pass to Aminu. Just 5 on the clock. Shot from 12. Lillard misses. Portland on defense. 4-point game. Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
Boy, KD just lethal on the drive to the rack, and he gets ahead of steam behind him. Forget about it.
And now Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Iguodala with this screen on Lillard. And the wide open shot from Green. Misses the 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
Here's Durant. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Nurkic. Here's McCollum. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
I'll tell you, there are a lot of pretty jump shots in the NBA, but for my money right now, Klay Thompson is right at the top. He has perfected and honed his form, and boy, when he gets hot, it's lights out.
Lillard with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Great D that time from Green. Back to Thompson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Outside Turner. Lillard outside. Back to Turner. Three-pointer. Portland again missing. Warriors have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Here's Curry with the 3. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Lillard against Curry. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. They double him with Green. And it's McCollum in the corner. Pass to Aminu. Nurkic the pass to Lillard. And Aminu kicks to Nurkic. Curry brings the double. Curry with the steal. And here we go with Curry running it up the court. And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
Well, Kev, you love the determined nature of Andre Iguodala. Even when he gets bodied, he's willing to power through it.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. Passes it to Connaughton. Collins kicks to Connaughton. Dishes to Harkless. looking to end the drought. And it's good on the way in. The Warriors trailing. Here's Livingston. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
It couldn't have come at a better time. With the score being as close as it is, he had to make that play.
And for the Blazers, tremendous scoring talent in their backcourt. How did they turn the corner in the West, Greg?
Clearly, it's going to be with their defense. I think that's where they've had their struggles. They're going to have to get better at the point of attack there and protecting the rim. I think some of it has to do with the lack of discipline, but also you could factor that into being just an inexperienced young group that's still kind of getting their feet wet.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Here's Napier. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. No good with the wing jumper.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Davis sets a screen. This one for three. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his third rebound on the night. The feed to West. Kicks to Thompson. West dishes to Thompson. Golden State moving the ball around. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Napier. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Napier's got his first bucket in this one.
And another lead change. The fans are really getting their money's worth here tonight.
Well, this is what they pay to see, right? Competitive, close games are simply the best to be involved in.
Here's Livingston. And Davis pulls it down. Here's Harkless. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers lead by 1. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. The Warriors shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Livingston and Thompson are the guards. West out there with Young. And it's Pachulia in at the center, locking down the middle. Collins. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Buries the long-range jumper. You look at the influences and former coaches of Steve Kerr, and it's easy to see why Kerr has been a success as a coach.
Well, I think if you look about how this man goes about his business, it's important to recognize he played for Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich, and certainly takes advantage of the wisdom he learned from 2 of the all-time greats. Think back to his college coach, Lute Olson. So much of his offensive approach with the fast pace and the discipline came from Lute. It's so smart to take a little bit from each one of the mentors and the guys you've played for.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender. And I want the league to recognize that. Devin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Bell is checked in for Golden State. Curry comes in for Klay Thompson. The offensive rebound. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Durant's checked in for Nick Young. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Bell with a screen on Lillard. Turner against Curry. Back to Bell. Turner with the steal. On the wing, Turner. Wide open. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Turner's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers. Knocked loose. Stolen by McCollum. From deep. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Yeah, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking a three-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
Sinks the triple. Durant's got 5.
Well, I'll tell you, Steph Curry almost as accurate as a passer as he is as a shooter, and that's saying something, Kevin.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Doris, some players, no matter how hard they try, can't make free throws in games. You spent a lot of your playing time at the line, playing guard for Providence. Why do you think this mental block is there for some players?
It's amazing the power of the mind relative to sports performance, right, Kevin?
Yes.
Because I do believe very often this can be much more about the mental than the physical side of it. Think back to Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, guys who are physically massive, and they say the size of their hand impacts their ability to shoot it. But to me, there is no question about it that sometimes it's just you're afraid. It's like the yips in golf. You just can't figure it out. And it becomes a scary place to be, standing alone on the free throw line.
Good comparison. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And it goes on Draymond Green. And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight grade to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Kicks it out to McCollum. Outside Turner. That 3 off the mark.
Nice timing to get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter.
And something that surprised me last season was the play of Kevin Durant on the defensive end. He's always been, Doris, considered a solid defender. But he seemed to make a bigger jump last year in how he impacted that end of the floor.
Well, let's remember, Kev, that there was so much talk about who would protect the rim for the Golden State Warriors when Kevin Durant came aboard. Turns out he was their rim protector. This guy has a career high in blocks and formed an incredible duo with Draymond Green up front. Just great stuff.
Jumps up. Oh, and the jam by Durant.
How about the quick jump from Kevin Durant? He was impressive on that one.
And Lillard kicks to Aminu. The pass to Looney. Golden State moving the ball around. Durant with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. Here's Curry with the 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Curry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Lillard misses.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
And Turner kicks to Aminu. Back to Turner. Shot to stop the run. Portland keeping it alive. A new 24. Stripped away. And
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
it's a beautiful jam.
Well, you respect the jump shooting, so you close tight, and Kevin Durant gets off on the dribble drive.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And after Kevin Durant made his decision to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder, he instantly became one of the most polarizing players, it seemed, Greg, in the NBA.
Listen, Kevin Durant has always been a star in this league, but now
he's become the story. It's something that he can handle but doesn't try to seek out. Was able to prove all the naysayers wrong and just having another amazing season.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Then for the Warriors, JaVale McGee comes in for Kevon Looney. And it's Klay Thompson in for Kevin Durant. Trailblazers trail by 10. Napier passes to Davis. Great D that time from Green.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Greg, I think this other team is just in a zone right now. They're clicking on the offensive end, and the defense starting to look frustrated.
Ring shot on the way. That's another miss. Number 4. He's 2 for 6 shooting.
They're fortunate to be in front, given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way.
Boy, I love watching Green take it all the way to the rack with his size and speed. He puts a ton of pressure on the defense to foul him.
The Warriors shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. First free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Yeah, a nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Napier kicks to Harkless. In the corner, Napier with it. Curry with it. Outside, Green.
You can see the reason it can be a tough day down low, and he's going after it on the glass. Some serious length to contend with.
And so that's the end of the first half. The Warriors on top, ending the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-4 run. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Here's Curry. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the star-studded backcourt. Aminu and Nurkic up front. And it's Turner in at the 3, the small forward. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Back to Nurkic. Over Green. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
Doris, back in college, you were named to the All-Big East team. What an honor. You've been a broadcaster for Big East games in college basketball. Any players from that conference who would say, in your opinion, are better pros than they were in college?
Well, I think Josh Hart from Villanova would be a player that I'm curious to see what level of effect he has at the NBA level. He's not a guy who's going to blow you away with his athleticism, but all he did at Villanova was win. He's got one national championship to his credit. He was an effective two-way player in the Big East. Does he translate to the pros? I can't wait to see.
And Doris, multiple years at the college game, too.
Kevin, I think that perception is changing. There was a time where if you were a 4-year college player, you were frowned upon in the NBA. I think because of the age and experience, GMs and coaches are now looking at those guys who spend multiple years in college in a vastly different and much more positive light.
Very interesting thought. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Lillard against Curry. And here's McCollum for 3. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. Trailblazers trail by 10. Nurkic the pass to Lillard. From outside, off the mark.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Curry kicks to Durant. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Well, you can tell Kevin Durant is percolating right now. He is exceptional at getting to his rhythm.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Hard to believe that for a long time the Warriors were one of the bottom-dwelling teams in the NBA. When this ownership group took over, it completely changed the franchise.
Right. There were some highs for Warrior fans as you think about the Rick Barry era, the Run TMC years, and of course We Believe. But this team clearly has been the high point of this franchise. I admire Warriors fans because even through the losing, they stuck with their team. I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
To the paint. And Bell kicks to Pachulia. Golden State moving it around. Here's Curry. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Curry's got 8 points.
This guy can finish from anywhere, whether it's from 40 feet or 2 feet. Curry has got the kind of versatility that any player would love to have.
And a wide open look for McCollum. No good from outside. Warriors leading by 10. It's Thompson off the drive. Curry on the wing. He dishes it to Bell. Pachulia the pass to Durant. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Ed Davis is checked in for Portland. The Warriors have shot 6 of 7 at the line.
It is a thing of beauty to watch the Warriors make that extra pass and create such easy scoring chances. Their passing is incredible. The unselfish nature of the team is incredible. I mean, this has got to be one of the best passing teams ever.
Pachulia sets a screen for Thompson. Poked away. Back to Pachulia. Clock at 6. Here's Bell. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Turner. Trailblazers trailed by 11. Last season, the Warriors led the NBA in assists as a team, and it wasn't even close. Doris, they averaged, as you were saying, over 30 a game.
Right, Kevin. I think the key is every player at every position is able to make a pass. The efficiency of the offense comes because of the quality of shots they get. But all of that is entertaining and effective basketball because they're tremendously unselfish passers.
Back to Davis. Lillard, right side. He's looking for McCollum and finds him. Now here's Curry. He's got 8. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Collins checked in for Aminu. Harkless comes in for Evan Turner. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Damian Lillard. Then for the Warriors, JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Looney comes in for Bell. And Nick Young is subbed in for Thompson. And some changes here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Iguodala comes in for Kevon Looney. And it's Thompson in for Young. Timeout called the Warriors. Doris, I didn't know this. You grew up the youngest of 8 children. In what way, if any, did that help you develop a competitive edge you've been known for throughout your terrific career?
You know, I had 4 older brothers, and we played sports my entire life. I picked up the game of basketball at 7, and if you didn't have a little toughness with 4 brothers trying to compete against them, you were going to be in some trouble. So this game has been absolutely great to me.
And I'm sure you remember the first time you picked up a basketball and dribbled a basketball.
No question about it, Kevin. 7 years old, running through some hedges like I was coming out of a locker room. It was special.
It's Curry outside. They get it back. Green. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And guys, it is so rare to see a player like Draymond Green who can legitimately guard 1 through 5, right? This guy moves so well, anticipates every play on the floor. He is just so disruptive and can shut down a player on any given night.
It's Iguodala with the drive. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Iguodala. 11 points for Steph Curry. Harkless on the wing. Davis kicks to Napier. Davis dishes to Napier. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And you think, Doris, about the impact of Draymond Green, and he has had on that defensive end, again, Defensive Player of the Year last season in the NBA. Beyond the triple-doubles without any points, he can just erase chances in crunch time.
I would say he is about the last guy you want to go at when the game is hanging in the balance, because his defense raises its level when the game is going to be determined. I think he might have another Player of the Year on the defensive end in his tool belt before it's all said and done.
Trailblazers trail by 15. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Davis, the pass to Collins. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
You like how he uses his height there.
No, exactly. I mean, you're talking about surveying the defense and cashing in with the gorgeous mid-range.
Thompson dishes to Green. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Pass to Connaughton. The three-pointer off the mark. And it's the Warriors on the break. Curry's got the ball.
Boy, his hustle and his acceleration makes Steph Curry such an excellent open floor player. This guy has the ability to finish on the break time and time again.
Back to Harkless. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Harkless has got 5 points so far. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
Now Curry. Got it up. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so it's the Golden State Warriors up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And thanks to their outstanding defense, the impact Damian Lillard has had on this game has been minimal. Right back after this break. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Trailblazers trail by 12. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Clay in the backcourt. Iguodala out there with West, and it's Green in at the 5. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. No good on the triple.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Tipped away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. For the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Davis. And Lillard subbed in for Shabazz Napier. Here's Lillard. Warriors with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Here's Thompson. Releases from the wing and drills it. Thompson's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Warriors. Harkless Kicks to Collins. Back to Harkless. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
Boy, Kev, Steph understands how to navigate against size. He embraces the challenge of getting inside and converting.
Lillard, the pass to Collins. Fires for three. Lillard again missing.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just one in the first.
Rest outside. Feeds to Green. Out to West. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Clock at 4. Pulls up on the wing. And it's Thompson again missing. Collins kicks to Lillard. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And for the Blazers, Greg, you could make the case they possess the second-best backcourt in the NBA after the Splash Brothers with Lillard and McCollum.
Yeah, certainly offensively. I mean, they're just about unguardable. The questions begin at the other end. And when you factor in defense, I think you could find some debate there as some other groups tend to do a better job on that side of the ball.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Al-Farouq-Aminu. He's checked in for Collins. Turner comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Pat Connaughton. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. And he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive. And you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Thanks, David. Here's McGee. Chalk up 2 there. And the Warriors lead by 17.
Yeah, second chance points. Gotta love the way they attack the offensive glass there, even with a huge lead.
I'll tell you, Greg, there's no let-up in how they play. They want to dominate every aspect, and that includes second chance points.
2 seasons ago, you think about the Blazers. They were a young, overachieving team full of great bargain contracts. Well, yeah, they're still young, but they had to shell out some big-time cash to kind of keep that young nucleus together.
And despite spending big money to keep their young talent all together, last season the Blazers, Greg, narrowly made the playoffs and were swept in the first round.
Yeah, and some of those contracts, they have to be a concern. This team doesn't show progress this season. Still, there's something to be said for that stability. This roster given the chance to grow together and develop that chemistry and continuity. Let's see what the ceiling is.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
You love that they're making their presence felt on the defensive end. You can't afford to be careless with this team.
Here's McCollum. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint.
Oh, look out! Wow. Strong finish.
What a treat it is to watch Curry dish the rock. It has a sense for knowing where his guys are at all times.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. To the inside. Outside for Durant. Back to Iguodala. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Trailblazers trail by 15. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Outside Curry. Over McCollum. Curry can't get it to go.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Back to Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Aminu dishes to Turner. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And when you watch the Warriors, one thing that just jumps out is their passing. Everyone on this team, they allow the ball to dictate where it goes. Just unselfish to a fault.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Davis is checked in for Nurkic. Harkless comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Pat Connaughton in for C.J. McCollum.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're in front by 11. 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Ed Davis. And McCollum subbed in for Pat Connaughton. And the Warriors last year averaging right around 30 assists a game as a team. Greg, just a huge number, and they led the league in that regard by a wide margin.
Yeah, the passing they do is what they purpose as well. And I really feel like they have the highest collective basketball IQ in the game. I mean, they get a lot of free points off backdoor cuts or leak outs, and that's all because of their ball movement and awareness as a group.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Inside, Iguodala. Green kicks to Curry. Just 5 on the clock.
Trailblazers foul. Damian Lillard. That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Warriors, Draymond Green. Taking 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Green.
You just admire Draymond Green for so many things. This guy is a talkative, passionate guy who certainly fires up the group around him.
And both free throws good for Green. So it's Portland now, down by 15. Durant with the steal. Here's Curry. Lillard with the rebound.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris It's an Eastern Conference battle at the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee as the Bucks look to work the home court advantage. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, right, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Charge is out there with Joel Embiid, and it's Simmons in at the 1. Bledsoe dishes to Antetokounmpo, and Middleton kicks to Henson. Back to Middleton. Snell, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Kicks to Henson. Bledsoe outside. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, the muscle of Antetokounmpo is impressive. He's just destroying the defense right now.
And when you watch Giannis out there, he just looked unstoppable, Greg, at times. The way he's able to attack the rim, the blend of size, speed, and length is just unparalleled in the NBA.
And it's the movement that throws you off with Giannis. One step, and he's gone from the 3 line to the rim. There isn't any way to stop someone that skilled who's that big.
Got a piece of it.
And don't forget about the long reach that Simmons possesses. He uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with blocks like that.
It's deflected. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
And the shot goes in from Embiid.
And so many defenses nowadays really not designed to take away that mid-range jumper.
And I'm loving the recognition, right? He simply takes what the defense allows. That's a smart move.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Philadelphia shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Henson. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Simmons.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane jumping skills, he sees it.
And he takes it right at the man who just scored on him.
That's the way to answer back with an in-your-face stuff. Covington's shot is off.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
Poked away. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet, Kevin?
Mm-hmm. Bledsoe comes over to help. Here's Simmons. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%. Hey, Brent, we know that speed is at a premium these days, but so are analytics. Talk about some of the guys who are both quick and extremely efficient.
I think about a couple guys at the point guard position, because that's normally you say quick, that's where your head goes, Kevin. So Isaiah Thomas is one of those guys that is just a blur. Once he crosses half court, he's going to counterpunch you in some way. And then Steph Curry in Golden State, you have to come out to 30 feet to guard what Steph's going to do. But there are also guys who are deceptive with their quickness, and the way that C.J. McCollum manipulates a pick-and-roll set and gets himself into the mid-range. Those guys are pretty good at what they do, exercising that quickness along with efficiency.
Here's Antetokounmpo after Ben Simmons' bucket. It's stolen by Sharch. Embiid drives in. Fires the 3. The shot by Sharch, no good. Bucks have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
I like how Giannis buries that mid-range shot right there. The D's got to be a bit better than that.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
To the inside, Embiid.
Well, beyond the physical stuff, what I like about Giannis right now is the feel for the game. That time, great timing defensively. When the guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully, they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
Here's Johnson. No good on the shot. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Out guarded by Simmons. Out to Parker. Pass to Antetokounmpo. For three, Brogdon. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Brogdon's got his first 3 points of the game. Simmons on the wing. He's got 6. Five on the clock. Here's Fultz. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trade.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Yeah, I don't think you're stopping Giannis on a drive like that. He just takes off and one stride gets by everybody.
Simmons left side. And it's yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
You like to finish things on a positive note, and he times that one beautifully.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Milwaukee Bucks. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We've got neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And look what we've seen. Milwaukee in the lead. The young Bucks, Antetokounmpo and Parker at 3 and 4. Malcolm Brogdon out there with Terry, and it's Zeller in the 5 roaming the paint. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Back to Parker. Stolen away. Here's McConnell. Here's Ilyasova. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ilyasova's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Philadelphia. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Philadelphia grabs the miss. And Bellinelli kicks to Ilyasova. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Fultz, no good. The Bucks shooting around 60% in the night. Amazing work offensively so far. Last season, Malcolm Brogdon, one of the bigger surprises out of the rookie class.
Well, Malcolm Brogdon ends up becoming the Rookie of the Year as a second-round draft choice. Amazing to see how comfortable he played through stretches of the Milwaukee Bucks season last year. A good passer, never seemingly getting himself out of control, Kevin. That's some good heady stuff from a rookie.
And the Bucks making a change here. Henson's checked in. Johnson with a screen on Terry. Here's McConnell. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. McConnell's got his first points of the game.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Antetokounmpo passes to Parker. And the dunk by Parker.
Two areas where Giannis is improving is his poise and his awareness. That time he finds the open man.
The dish to Bellinelli. Antetokounmpo again. Ilyasova. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Bucks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo.
The defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Here's McConnell. And Parker with the block.
How about the reach from Parker? Extends his arms way up that time to get the block.
Now here's Fultz. He's guarded by Brogdon. Over in the corner, Fultz sinks the triple. Fultz has got 6. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. We've heard the rumors, Brent, the death of the big man, but with guys like Towns and Porzingis and others entering the league that can play on the perimeter and still have that length to make a difference inside, could we see a big man renaissance, or at least maybe see him have more of an impact than people are giving him credit for right now?
Well, I think what we're seeing is the evolution of the 5 spot, Kevin. So it's not that the big man is lost. It's that the big man's doing a lot of the things that the little man used to be asked to do, and that is shooting threes, handle the ball, make some decisions at the top of the key, be a playmaker. It's fascinating to watch guys with this sort of size and this sort of skill, and also being this young, having such a tremendous impact for the organizations they're playing for.
Drains the three-pointer. He's got 5.
And that's what Middleton is known for, a remarkable outside shooter, and that release got off pretty quick.
Stolen by Henson. Kicks it down to Middleton. Henson, a screen on Covington. Middleton dishes to Snell. Shot clock at 6. And no good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. And Redick kicks to Embiid. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Well, this is when you start to talk about Redick not just always looking for offense, clearly looking for teammates there.
Bledsoe kicks to Parker. Inside. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That one on Embiid.
Yeah, easy call.
At the line for your Bucks.
And Brent, over the course of the last few seasons, we've seen Bledsoe move into more of a playmaking role.
Well, I think at the point guard position, you need to be a vocal leader. That's something that the coaching staff has continued and encouraged him to do. There's a lot of young players around him, and sometimes that guidance can help you be a little more consistent throughout the course of a 48-minute game.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Jabari Parker. They get it back. Embiid, the pass to Šarić. Got a piece of it. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Snell. Milwaukee, no good that time either. The 76ers trail. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. Drills it from outside. Bledsoe's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
And for Joel Embiid, some real tough times to start his NBA career. Greg sidelined, as we know, for the first 2 seasons with injuries. And just when he got going in season 3, he was dealt a knee injury.
Yeah, it has not been easy. And remember, Joel Embiid is so competitive. They came to the game late,
but fell for it hard. And this is what he lives for, to be out on the court helping his team compete.
And 2 for 1, that's what they'd like to get right now.
Working the clock is one element, but you also want to get as good a shot as you can.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And Ben Simmons, who was the first pick in 2016 out of LSU, probably the most heralded player to come out of that school since the great Shaquille O'Neal. And I tell you what, Simmons has drawn some comparisons to some other greats, most notably LeBron James and Magic Johnson.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For Milwaukee, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
Shooting for Milwaukee.
That's good from Henson.
Whether as a starter or a defensive asset off the bench, Henson's willing to play whatever role the team needs him to.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. There's 21 seconds left in the first half of the game. And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last. Stolen by Middleton. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Milwaukee's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Henson, a screen on charge. Back to Snell. From the arc. And that's not going to go. Tie game in Milwaukee. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And it's been a back and forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Here's Milwaukee now, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the 76ers, Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Embiid is out there with Dario Saric, and it's Simmons in at the point guard position. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Giannis just plays so hard. What's not to like about the approach he has game in and game out? You look up and down this Bucks roster, and you have to do that. Up and down and over and side to side. Just so much length with this team. Giannis is certainly the biggest name with the biggest wingspan, but guys like Thon Maker and Tony Snell defensively, they've got great reach as well.
Here's Simmons. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Really like watching Simmons go to work down low with his length and strength. There aren't many guys that can keep up with him.
Back to Snell. The Bucks working the ball around. 6 to shoot. Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. And Brent, it seems like the Bucks are always adding length to their team.
Well, when most teams have gone smaller with their lineups, Milwaukee very curiously has collected a lot of longer players that they think can go out and do a multitude of things to make their roster a little bit more futuristic.
Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for the Bucks. Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 3 assists in the game. Outside for Redick. Passes it to Embiid. Stolen by Henson. Outside for Bledsoe. Now the pass to Antetokounmpo. Snatched away. Redick dishes to Ilyasova. And Ilyasova throws it down.
Yeah, Ilyasova will sneak up on you sometimes and throw him down like that.
Simmons against Bledsoe. Embiid. And Embiid throws it down. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Hey, Brent, you made the NBA playoffs in your second year. Talk about the mental preparation that goes into one's first postseason as a player.
I think it's always a special time, Kevin, just because of the unknown factor. And at that time, it was the Clippers, my second season, a team that was very young and inexperienced. And so it was all fresh and new. And the biggest challenge for any coach in that sort of predicament is to make sure that players are on task and focused. We certainly were not. The Utah Jazz took care of us, and that's because of one John Stockton and Karl Malone.
In the corner, it's Brogdon. Back to Terry. Just 5 on the clock. That's short off the rim. The 76ers lead. Here's Simmons. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And stolen by Ilyasova. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. Dishes it to Ilyasova. He feeds it to Fultz. Back to Ilyasova. He kicks it to Fultz. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Now it's a 6-point 76ers lead.
And Fultz isn't bashful inside. He feels at ease shooting in the paint.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And the one thing that you gotta love about Markelle Fultz is his versatility. I mean, he's got the size, the passing and scoring ability to succeed at either guard position. He's almost Westbrookish.
A different look for Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Jabari Parker. Tony Snell comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Jason Terry. Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. Yep, that one goes. Antetokounmpo's got 6 here in this quarter. And he asked the scouts about Fultz. He has the complete game.
You know, Kevin, he checks all the boxes. Athleticism, the size to play above the rim. And above all, I think the feel for the game is quite apparent when you watch him play.
That's good from Simmons. Well, Brett, the Bucks, the past few seasons have had a problem threatening teams from deep.
Well, with the way the NBA is going, you're going to have to find a threat out there. Now, can it come from within? Can one of their players develop that three-point shooting touch, a guy that they rely on a ton? Or will they be able to go out and sign a sharpshooter to help improve the versatility of their offensive roster?
The kick out to Antetokounmpo. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with the length of Antetokounmpo. I mean, his name is long enough, and then you look at the body.
The Bucks have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
2 shots.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
Robert Covington's checked in for Philadelphia.
And one thing you notice with Giannis is just how much better this team is with him on.
And you got to wonder, how high is the ceiling for Giannis in terms of the versatility out there on the floor? Tonight, he is putting on a scoring show.
Over in the corner, Fultz. Ilyasova up top. Antetokounmpo defending. And Johnson with the stuff.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Taking 2 shots.
And Ersan Ilyasova out of Turkey, the 36th pick back in 2005.
Now, he's carved out a long and nice career as a spread 4 in this league. Has played for many teams, but has not played in many different ways. He's a good shooter and a good rebounder and keeps getting chances in the NBA.
Bucks trailed by 4. Lets it go from 14. Bledsoe kicks to Snell. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Snell's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Fultz the pass to Šarić. Ilyasova sets a screen for Covington. It's stolen. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Yeah, go ahead and get in front of that if you want to. Man, with a dunk by Giannis.
Fultz, no good.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Poor decision making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
And the game still closely contested as we end the 3rd quarter. Bucks lead. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. Bledsoe is out there with Tony Snell. Then it's Chris Middleton. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Henson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And Bellinelli kicks to Covington. No good with the triple. Here's Antetokounmpo. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And for the Sixers, trust the process was the motto. And the process now finally bearing fruit. You see the young talent. Now it's about figuring out how all these pieces fit together.
And he's good on the second. You were talking about the fit for these young Sixers. A bit of a logjam in recent seasons in their front court.
Yeah, I mean, they were in talent acquisition mode, just going for the best player available. And now as they see things taking shape, it's time to try and balance the roster.
Well, Greg, the Bucks can be a fearsome defense when things are clicking.
And the Bucks will do it with several approaches. I mean, great numbers in terms of steals and blocks. They force a lot of turnovers with their pressure and ball hawking skill. It's just a matter of when the offense can catch up to the defense. The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Well, Middleton getting up there allows him, with that height, to get up and jam it down.
Covington kicks to Bellinelli. Drops in the tray. And the 76ers lead by 1. And guys, here in the 4th quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
In the corner, Snell with it. Back to Antetokounmpo. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. And the Bucks with some changes. Parker's checked in for Henson. And Brogdon subbed in for Chris Middleton. Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Covington in the corner. There's the triple. Outside for Redick. Shoots the 3. Šarić dishes to Embiid. 76ers moving the ball around. And that one's good. Simmons.
And the variety that Simmons offers on offense is huge. It's pretty much pick your poison with him.
Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. Lets the 3 fly. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th assist in this one. Parker with the steal. Brogdon kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Brogdon. Antetokounmpo again. Saric. That one good for 2. That's now 32 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, he's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on. A maestro, if you will.
And he gets the bucket. Embiid's got it all tied up now for the 76ers.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
Well, beating one guy is one thing, but beating 5, heck of a job there. He's got the talent to finish, too.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years. And a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process.
A different look for Milwaukee. Maker comes in for Antetokounmpo, and it's Tarian for Eric Bledsoe. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that last timeout, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what the head coach of the Bucks said to his team. He said, "This is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it." He really is fired up about this game.
And the foul on Jason Terry. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Redick. Pass to Covington. Saric just screen on Terry. Screen by Saric. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That is his first foul of the game. And Philadelphia has possession. Simmons dishes to Redick. Clock at 6. Embiid the pass to Simmons. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up. And before the rebuild, the Sixers for a long time were stuck in mediocrity. Treading water, Greg, as they might say.
Yeah, and it's hard to make that leap without top draft picks. And the Sixers plumbed the depths, if you will. And now, though, I think they found their treasure trove. And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
They get it back. Goes back up. Parker with the steal. Snell kicks to Maker. And the dunk by Maker.
Just a hard-fought battle, and neither team able to create any distance.
Well, we've seen some big plays here tonight, but they've been sporadic. That's been an issue.
And here's Covington from the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the 76ers lead by 4. It's stolen by Saric. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got 5 points in the quarter.
And as much offense as we saw earlier, I mean, we're seeing even more of it here now late in the game.
What is this, February? Feels like an all-star game has broken out. Neither side willing or able to stop the other.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're behind by 6. 1:32 left to play in the final quarter. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Jabari Parker. Antetokounmpo comes in for Thon Maker. Chris Middleton's checked in for Jason Terry. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Brogdon. Philadelphia leading by 6. Here's Embiid. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. And Henson kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Henson. Bledsoe outside. And there's the feed to Henson. Shot clock at 5. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Middleton the pass to Henson. Sharch grabs the board.
You can't afford to let guys get comfortable there. The defense somehow avoided that shot from going in.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And it's a 9-point Philadelphia lead.
I love how Redick gets it going from distance. Really a tremendous three-point shooter.
And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. Here's Antetokounmpo. Down low. Here's Henson. And slam dunk by Henson.
They don't want John Henson getting in that close. Feels like he could just reach up while he's on the ground and still get that done.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his third personal foul. At the line for the 76ers.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Sharch comes in for Amir Johnson. Robert Covington's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Ben Simmons in for Fultz. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Now in the lineup for the 76ers. J.J. Redick.
27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Simmons dishes to Covington. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And the 76ers lead by 11.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And the athleticism that Simmons has is downright unreal. Just a remarkable talent who has the potential to be one of the all-time greats.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of them.
No one near fault as he lets it go. It's off. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Timberwolves can please this home crowd.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
And the Jazz start out with the ball. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Utah, the tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big men. Mitchell is out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's Ingles in the 3 spot. Higgins outside, fires the 3, and Jimmy Butler, good for 3. Clark, assess the center position right now in the NBA. I'm talking about elite centers and their place in the game.
Well, the center position has changed, Kevin. You don't have a lot of back-to-the-basket centers anymore. More of the big guys are stepping out and are more like stretch 4s than traditional big guys. What you have in the center position now typically are rebounders and rim protectors. Not many dominant scorers on the low block.
Mitchell's shot is good.
Boy, that's impressive. I mean, not often do you see shots like this find the net. Fortunately, the basket got in the way.
Now here's Towns. And Butler, here we go. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Teague dishes to Towns. Pass to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Yeah, the vision of Towns sees the whole floor. Finds an unguarded teammate there.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Rubio against T. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And Teague, here we go. Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
And I like the decisions Butler makes with the ball. He's a solid passer and really has a nice feel for how to get his teammates open and clean looks.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Gibson. And the rejection by Favors. Rubio outside. Favors with the screen. Rubio the pass to Gobert. Back to Rubio.
And Utah adding another terrific defender this summer, trading for point guard Ricky Rubio. Rubio on a bargain contract the next 2 years. A nice move by the Jazz's front office.
Most fans know Ricky Rubio, the point guard out of Spain, as an incredible playmaker, which he is. But Clark, he's also one of the best on-ball defenders as a point guard in the NBA. Just a great defensive talent.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's improved in that area as much as anybody could have ever expected him to, Kevin. He has long arms, so he's got that excellent reach. He can bother shots. He can come for rear view blocks from behind with that length. I mean, he's got nice lateral movement and good instincts, too.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the rim.
Trickeration. I like that, partner. That's pretty strong word creation. And you've got to be creative, though, whether you're commentating or hooping, especially when you're going inside. The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense.
Ingles can't get it to go.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Some changes for Minnesota. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Wiggins, and it's Rose in for Jeff Teague. Utah also making some changes. Crowder, he's checked in for Favors. Cephalosha comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Exum in for Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau. Joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
Bielitsa, he checks in for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Minnesota.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Minnesota making a switch here. Zhang's checked in.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Utah shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
Now here's Crawford. 4 on the clock. Stolen by Exum. Cephalosha's shot is good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
for Minnesota. They've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Greg, in the areas you just talked about, rebounding and pace, the Timberwolves are very much where they want to be.
Yeah, the team just looks to make the most out of their possessions and try to beat you through efficiency. They have players that can get easy transition points when the opportunity presents itself, but in general, they aren't trying to speed the game up.
Here's Crowder after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. 51 seconds left in the first. Crawford drives in. Gobert pulls it in. Utah trailing here. Three-pointer. Hands it from downtown. Mitchell's got 5 points so far.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Jang, a screen. Here's Crawford. The shot that time, not on target.
Boy, incredible effort on defense. Refusing to give him an uncontested layup. Nothing easy.
Mitchell. No good with the triple. Outside Rose. With 2 seconds left. And Towns lays it in. He's got 11.
And, you know, as good as Towns is from outside, I mean, that play is why he shoots for a high percentage.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. We'll get right back to the action when we return. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they've made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
Minnesota in the lead. On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. Jay Crowder out there with Rudy Gobert. Then it's Thabo Sefolosha. Then it's Exum, and it's O'Neal in it, the shooting guard. They get it back. Kicks it to Jang. Outside, Jones. Goes back up. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. Utah the foul. And the NBA has had coaches who are as legendary as any player. With that in mind, Clark, who is your pick as the greatest coach of all time?
Man, I can't even begin to have an answer for that one. There's some guys that jump out, though, when you think about that list, who would be on it. Greg Popovich for sure. Phil Jackson would have to be included on that list. Fred Auerbach, and Chuck Daly for the way he was able to manage his players. Pat Riley, you'd have to consider him as part of being on somebody worthy of that list as well. And I'll even go back a little farther and throw Lenny Wilkins in the mix. I thought he was really good with a number of different teams that he coached.
Now, here's Rubio. After the miss from Crawford. Rubio. That one, no good. Rose with some nice D. Swiped it away. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Taj Gibson's checked in for Bielitsa. Wiggins comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teagan for Derrick Rose. And Utah also making a switch. Ingles is checked in. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drives. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Butler, he's checked in for Minnesota. Chalk up 2 there. And that's now 7 points for Ricky Rubio. Gibson with the screen on O'Neal. And it's Butler missing.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Here's O'Neal. Fires the 3. Drills it from outside. O'Neal's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Shot's good from Butler.
How about the execution from Butler there? I love it. I mean, simply taking his time inside and getting the job done.
And the thing that really sticks out when you look at Derek Favors, his defensive versatility. You know, he can guard the 4s or the 5s on the inside or out. And to have a player like that allows your team to excel.
Now here's Wiggins. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That is his first foul of the game. Towns, he's checked in for Jang. And Utah also making a switch. Jay Crowder's checked in for Urebko. Teague kicks to Wiggins. Gibson the screen. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Towns. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Jazz have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Rubio dishes to Favors. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Now the pass to Gibson. Feeds to Towns. Wiggins outside. Back to Towns. Pass to Wiggins. Dishes to Towns. Shot clock at 5. A rebound by the Jazz.
Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
O'Neal kicks to Favors. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the Utah Jazz back in 2014, the worst defensive team in the league by points per possession. Greg, it's been a dramatic turnaround.
One of the premier defensive teams now in our league in terms of their imposing paint presence. Not a team that gambles for steals or deflections. They keep you in front and force you to play over the top.
And the crafty, cunning Teague, fantastic at finding ways to score down low.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Wiggins kicks to Teague. Kicks it out to Wiggins. They get it back. The dish to Gibson. Outside Butler. Back to Gibson. The feed now to Butler. Some changes for Minnesota. Crawford comes in for Andrew Wiggins, and it's Rose in for Jeff Teague. Utah also making some changes. Gobert's checked in for Favors. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Joe Ingles.
Jimmy Butler.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
The Jazz making a switch here. Exum's checked in. Here's Mitchell. He's got 5. Back to Sefolosha. Here's Mitchell, guarded by Crawford. The 3 from Sefolosha. And the 3 ball is good. Sefolosha's got it all tied up now for the Jazz. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player. If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Well, you're maximizing your possessions. That's the critical thing here, and they've got to make sure the timing is right, though.
Crawford outside. Over Mitchell. Here's Towns. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Towns has got 13.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Butler from outside. No good on the buzzer beater. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Minnesota on top, up by 2. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Minnesota in the lead. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. Teague out there with Wiggins, and it's Butler in at the small forward. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Basket good.
Yep, another one from Towns. There's no limit to what he can score when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Wiggins with it. Favors picks him up. Wiggins passes to Gibson. Reverses. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. He has 6.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Mitchell. 5 points in the game. Ingles dishes to Mitchell. Bangs home the trifecta. Mitchell's got 8.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
Butler from outside. Towns kicks to Gibson. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Teague kicks to Butler. Second chance shot. And it's good on the way in. And the Timberwolves lead by 5. And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I love the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, he looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine. And as I got drafted by the Pacers, those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
And I like it, Kevin and Greg. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Jones is checked in. O'Neal's checked in for Utah. Gobert with a screen on Jones. And Gobert kicks to Favors. For the tie. The drive by Rubio.
Making a concerted effort to attack. Rubio draws contact. He'll go to the line.
He's made one and missed one so far in the game.
Terrific form at the line throughout last season. 89% on the year.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Jeff Teague.
And a huge fan of that three ball from the corner, guys.
And the basket by Rubio.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
So it's the Jazz now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Rubio missing again.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
You know, you watch Karl Anthony Towns, and he just epitomizes the future of the NBA big man. Extremely versatile, gets it done inside and outside at both ends of the floor, and has a fluidity to his game that belies his size.
They get the rebound. Rubio against Jones. Here's Gobert. And that one, good. Gobert's got 6. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Jones the best to Towns. Lays it up off the glass. Towns has got 19 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Rose, he's checked in for Minnesota. Utah also making some changes. Crowder, he's checked in for Favors. Cephalosha comes in for O'Neal. And it's Exum in for Ricky Rubio.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
And those rebounds lead the team. I mean, he's been the tone setter for him today in terms of work ethic and glass eating.
And Rose wide open. He shoots. Off target with his 3. Gibson with the steal. And Dante Exum picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. On defense, Utah. Trailing by 2. Towns, no luck.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Exum's shot is off. The Timberwolves have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the 3rd. And Towns gets it to go. 30 seconds left from the 3rd. Crowder with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. And that one drops for him. Exum's got 5 now. 3rd quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. And so it's Utah here with the ball. 3-point lead. So on the floor for Utah. Cephalosha is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then it's Exum. And it's Mitchell in at the shooting guard position. Rose with the double team. Passes to Gobert. Just 4 to shoot. Exum's shot is off.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Butler dishes to Rose. It's Crawford on the wing. Towns kicks to Butler. Here's Gibson. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge. And in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Left side Rose. Butler on the wing. Defended by Crowder. Butler pass to Towns. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Offensive rebound. The layup off target. Utah's gone 7 of 15 from 3-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Scooped up. Pass to Cephalosha. And Dante Exum picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Rose dishes to Butler. Towns kicks to Gibson. The kick outside to Butler. Down low. To take the lead. And it's good on the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 1. And guys, here in the 4th quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Mitchell. Goes up again. Gobert can't hit.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
Here's Teague. From down in the low post, it goes. And it's a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
Hey, Teague knows that he can come up big in big moments. His team needed a bucket, and he delivered.
Minnesota making a switch here. Wiggins is checked in. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Cephalosha. Joe Ingles comes in for Jay Crowder. And Ricky Rubio is subbed in for Exum. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle. He told his team to keep looking for those perimeter shots. He said their defense is not respecting us, so let's keep shooting until they come out on us, guys.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
They do, and you also see a lot of points have come off the dribble penetration. They've been aggressive on the bounce at attacking the defense.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Towns dishes to Gibson. Towns, the screen. Wiggins. Gobert with the block. Here's Ingles. That one's good from the corner.
And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, not a lot of separation in this one, Greg. Both teams looking for that one big run
Thompson. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Back to Ingles. He feeds it to Gobert. And Rubio kicks to Mitchell. Now the pass to Favors. Three-pointer. Traps in the tray. And the Jazz lead by 1.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're down by 1. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter of this one. A minute 20 left to play here in the fourth. Teague kicks to Towns. The kick out to Teague. Back to Towns. And stolen by Favors. Ingles passes to Gobert. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That'll be his second foul of the game. Utah with the ball. It's a one-point game.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
Electric in here. I mean, that was a tremendous shot. This crowd all over it. Turned up.
It falls. And he has brought them to within 2 points. And that bucket ignites the crowd.
And the emotions of these fans right now boiling over after that shot.
Fires the three. And it's Mitchell missing.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point, immediately.
He sinks the clutch free throw.
And in a tight game like this, a technical can be a killer. And he made sure he took advantage of the opportunity there at the line.
Butler dishes to Towns. Yes!
That's what I'm talking about right there. Game on the line, Towns lets nothing stand in his way.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Outside Favors. Ingles kicks to Favors. He dishes it to Mitchell. To force OT. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed.